Hello, my name is Adam. I'm the owner of 4624 Creative. Today, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through what is UTM parameter, how to set up UTM tracking, and why it's important for your company, agency to properly attribute the sources of your sales, wins, and also losses. So getting started here. What is a UTM parameter? So it's an extension of a URL that's used in ads, emails, etc., to properly attribute the source of that traffic. So for example, if you have 500 people coming to your site from Facebook and purchasing something, those 500 people are categorized as Facebook. They are categorized from the ad they came through, from the campaign, ad ID, etc. That's really how all of that flows into Google Analytics, so you can make smart, informed decisions about where you spend your marketing dollars, how much you spend, and where that quality traffic is coming from versus the non-quality traffic. So going through this kind of guide here, how they really use, like I just explained, the visitor lands on your website, the analytics platform, GA4, Shopify Analytics, they all use these, records the UTM value, and that's how they report on traffic, source, etc. So if you see a purchase that comes from Facebook, that's because the Facebook UTM ping URL, that's how they know where it came from. Some common use cases: Meta ads, Google ads, email, SMS, you name it. Really anything that produces traffic to your website that could turn into a conversion, purchase, lead. These are some standard UTM parameters. This guide is in the description as well, so you can view it at any time that you want. Where the visitor came from, UTM source, the medium, the campaign ID, so the campaign name, the content, if there's a different ad or anything like that in there. If you're doing paid search, the target keyword, campaign keyword, things like that. So what does the UTM look like on the actual ad front? Looking at this example, so you can see here, the first thing that you'll see is the example landing page. Very simple URL, very clean, just has the dash and then it's done. But with the UTM parameters, however, you can see that it kind of gets extended here. So breaking this down, UTM source, Facebook, so that means that this traffic came from Facebook. The UTM medium is paid social, so it came from a paid Facebook ad. The campaign was a summer sale, and the UTM content, so the ad was video number 1. So this tells you everything you need to know about that session, where they came from, how they got there, especially if they took a conversion action to say, okay, this creative is working. So again, reiterating here, this tells you all of these things just in this one URL. That's also what it's telling analytics. So some best practices before we get into actually creating the UTMs, and also how to see where the UTMs are, how they're being tracked, and all of that. So best practices, obviously consistent naming across all of your campaigns. Make sure you have a framework that you can use for employees or even yourself that keeps the UTMs clean and the same across all marketing mediums. Names should always be lowercase, avoid spaces. Spaces will break your UTMs. Keep your campaign names descriptive, but also concise, and use them on every single external marketing link. They don't cost anything, they don't hurt anything. There's no reason to not have UTM tracking across all of your marketing efforts. Okay, so now the important stuff, how to build a UTM. So this is a free tool from GA4 that I like to use. I'll put the link to it in the description of this video as well. But it makes UTM building insanely easy. So I already went ahead and built some of it here. You can see this is my company URL, campaign ID. So for the purpose of this, it's non-branded keywords. The campaign source is going to be Google. The medium is going to be search paid, or you can say paid search CPC, but this just says that these are paid users coming and they're coming from Google ads. The campaign name itself is actually agency terms. The campaign term that they came from, since this is a Google ad, is paid media agency. So that was the keyword that triggered this. And the ad they came from is search ads 1. Then again, here you go. This is what Google will spit out for you. And this is exactly what you would copy into your final URL. Or if you wanted them to shorten it, they can do that for you here as well. So again, this is a free tool. This is super easy to use. It'll make setting up those UTMs substantially easier than going in and doing it all manually, and it keeps them a little bit more organized, so kind of have a standardized flow there. Okay, so moving on to the final part here. How do you actually see where the UTM traffic is, if it's working, if it's not working? So if you go into your GA4 account here, you can click the traffic acquisition report over here on the left, and it'll bring you here. Make sure you select session source and medium so that you can see the actual UTMs. And what comes down looks exactly like this. So you can see here, Google CPC. So this means that 359 users came to the site through Google paid media over the last 28 days. And all of your things will be filtered like this. So if you have different meta ads running, it'll say, Meta or whatever you set that campaign source to, and then the campaign medium, you can see that here as well. So again, to recap, These are super important tools that you can use. They cost absolutely nothing to set up, and it will tell you everything you need to know about where that marketing traffic is coming from and where you should invest your marketing dollars. If you found value in any of today's content, any of the things that we talked about, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tips. All the links to the assets used in these videos in the comments. Feel free to leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think.